Welcome to Hope at Home, our series. This is the last video in our series, bringing Hearts of Hope Family Grief Camp to where you are. And today we are talking with Allie. Allie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's a true honor. So I'm Allie. I am currently living in Bluffton, Minnesota. If you're in Minnesota and you don't know where that is, it's because it's 200 people, so pretty tiny, but very rural also. So I grew up in a small town as well. Very active my entire life growing up. I played a lot of sports. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school, and my dad was my basketball coach. And I then transitioned into playing sports in college. So I played volleyball and basketball.
Tell me what you do for a living.
So now, I am a labor and delivery nurse. I started out as a NICU nurse, and now I do labor and delivery. So also then on top of that, I'm a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer. Being a personal trainer is definitely, it's been an interesting ride because I started with a sports model project a couple years ago, and it really springboarded my want to become a personal trainer because I saw the personal growth and development in myself, not just in the gym, but it really helped me. Like the training and nutrition and just digging into me. There's an emotional aspect, there's a spiritual aspect. It just transformed my life, and I was able to get my dreams back and just really digging into who I was as a person. So I was like, I want to help people do that. 2018 is when that happened, and I've been a personal trainer then certified for 2 years now, and it's definitely been a journey.
Sometimes when a death occurs, a death of a loved one occurs, our brains, and very often our brains will go into sort of a trauma mode.
Mm-hmm.
What can exercise do to help take our brains out of that traumatic experience?
Yeah. The first thing I would say exercise can help with in that traumatic state would be to help with endorphins, which are basically a chemical in your brain or a hormone in your brain their endorphins are natural painkillers and mood boosters. So exercise can help the body just lift yourself out of that very primal state of being, that survival mode that you're in when you are in a traumatic state. Like I said, when you're in that traumatic state, your fear center is highly active, and then your higher thinking and emotional regulation brains, I'll call them, are underactive. So by exercising, getting that blood flowing, you help the brain to get into those higher states of emotional regulation and thinking by letting those endorphins do their job. So exercise can also help the body reduce like the cortisol and adrenaline, those stress hormones. So you don't want to overdo it because you can overdo exercise, but just by also exercising, you, like I said, you increase your blood flow to the brain. That allows the brain to function more effectively and provide the brain with more blood flow, so there can be new neural pathways that promote that feeling of calm, well-being. So just at like that basic level, cellular level, that's what exercise can do.
How much exercise? Like how long do you have to do it each day? Like how many times a week? What do I have to buy into here
Right.
to like get that benefit? How much do I have to do?
The thing is, I did a little bit of research. I really wanted to get a better look at like, okay, someone who's me, who when I'm in that state, I can't think about like an exercise regimen. Like that's not going to happen. So basic movement. We just want to change exercise to movement. Basically, instead of sitting on the couch, go for a walk. Like get outside if you can and just move your body. Give yourself something else to think about than just your exercise, because that's such a rigid term, and rigidness in a state of trauma and grief is you can't really comprehend that or start something brand spanking new, or pick something that is feeling good for you. And whether that's yoga, whether that's lifting heavy, dancing, going to group fitness classes of all different types, martial arts. So I would start with a couple days a week. So 3 days a week, you're taking a half an hour walk. You are going to the gym and weightlifting. If you're really, really not sure what to do, I would say hire a personal trainer because they have that expertise that you don't. There's tons of free resources online. So if you find a YouTube video series with something that you like yoga is really cool to find on YouTube because there's all different kinds. But I looked up, the Department of Health and Human Services recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity or 75 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity a week. So, that's like your general. That's if you're doing, 30 minutes a couple times a week, then you'll get that in. And that's, like I said, you can pick what it is you want to do and what feels good for you. So if it's me and I'm planning something for my client, I say, we're going to try to do 3 times a week. I want you to do strength training, because strength training can be like pretty light if you want it to, up to all the way like super intense. It's kind of how you decide to do it. So yeah, I'd say 3 to 4 times a week would be your ideal if you're in an okay spot to start doing that. But otherwise, my encouragement to people is just to move in a way that feels good for you, that's therapeutic for you, that allows you to, if we're talking benefits of exercise, that allows you to focus on something other than the potentially negative thought patterns or those huge overwhelming emotions that just seem like they're going to swallow you.
So having a trainer can help kind of with the accountability of something like that. Like if you're having trouble with motivation or just doing any of those things, can having a trainer sort of make you do those things?
Yes. Yeah. So hiring a personal trainer, I would say it's important. Like I myself I call him a coach because he helps me with, everything. I could really go to him for anything, but he mainly helps me with my training and my nutrition, and then how to coach other people. So, because yes, hiring a certified personal trainer is beneficial for filling in the gaps of what you don't know, having that accountability. You're paying someone to help you. And so it's gonna give you that extra motivation to make the changes that you want to make. Yeah, I definitely advocate for hiring someone or just going to group classes, because they're run by a group certified fitness instructor most of the time. So you're going to find other people that can help you through what you're going through.
So name some activities. I know that there's just a wide range, but some of the more unusual ones or ones that people don't think of. When you think of exercise, you think of like going to the gym and riding on the bike or any of those things. What are some things that count sort of as exercise that people don't normally think of? I know you said go for a walk, but what else?
Yes. So I would say bowling, that's an exercise. Rock climbing, like I said, martial arts, mixed martial arts. Even intense cleaning of your house counts as exercise, because you're up and you're down and you're moving around. Canoeing, kayaking, swimming, a lot of times people forget about that. Whatever you can do to, even if you're just like, if you're I help my parents with their kitchen update, and even taking power tools to stuff and taking stuff apart, if you're moving your body, it counts.
You mentioned all of these different versions of exercise. We have a really good way to exercise coming up. We're using this as kind of a segue into our next event, and it's our Moving with Grief virtual 5K. If you want more information about that, it'll be linked down below. It's a fundraiser for Children's Grief Connection, and it's something that you can do from wherever you are in any way that you want to. So walking, running, biking, swimming, whatever gets you to that 5K counts. So if you want more information about that, go ahead and look in the description box below and there'll be a link. So tell me about a time when your brain was in trauma and you used exercise to help you out of it.
There's not necessarily like any huge traumatic like losses of people. When I went to Costa Rica and I was I was assaulted twice, just like they mugged me, and my sense of safety and security was very skewed. I was scared to go places alone. I was very, very hyper aware and would go into like panics if I was in situations where it might not have even been scary, but I perceived it that way. So it was difficult. I did go to therapy and it helped a little bit, but then it's kind of funny because until today I never really put two and two together. But by digging into my own journey to a fitness competition and starting with the sports model project and rediscovering what I truly wanted in life and where I was going, I was like focused on something other than the fear. When I would go places, I felt my self-image improve, my confidence improve. I didn't feel like I was going to be taken advantage of at every step of my life when I went out somewhere. So I was like, it wasn't a loss of a person, or I suppose I kind of lost myself a little bit, but more of that realization that, wow, I didn't deal with that very well. I had this traumatic situation where my safety and security felt taken away from me, but now I'm able to deal with it in a positive way because I have my exercise, because I can work on my self-image, and just having that strength and power from lifting. And if I'm ever feeling like, oh, I got to get something out, like if I go to the gym, like I can harness that and just let it out.
So you just sort of naturally came by healing trauma through exercise and then sort of turned it into a lifestyle for you. That's really, really cool.
And so when it comes to kids, play is extremely beneficial to just allow that physical expression of who they are and feelings that they have. And I think that as adults, we don't play enough. So it's like playing tag or throwing the ball outside, jumping on a trampoline with your kids. We don't allow kids to play and just run around enough. And so that was something I really wanted to, because it's a channel, it's an outlet. And I think by playing and letting them kind of guide what you do as far as being active, it helps them express themselves.
So it's good that you mentioned kids too, because people forget that kids need to get out and play, go to the lake, take them to the lake, that kind of thing. Thank you so much for talking with us today, Allie. This is the last installment in our series, Hope at Home. We want to thank you all for watching. If this is the first video you're seeing, you can go ahead and wait till the end, and there'll be links to all of the other videos in this series, Hope at Home, bringing Hearts of Hope Family Grief Camp to where you are. So thank you for talking with us today, Allie, and thank you all for watching.